said Owen Benjamin tried to poison my lasagna. That's how you're going to try and diss someone in a wheelchair? By saying that the wind blew them over? That's your slight jab at me, buddy? Nice try. Must be nice to try and make jokes like that. Found out about Owen Benjamin and the Unbearables. I can't remember exactly who told me about them. It might have been one of them who had reached out to me, actually. Long story short, in like March of 2018, I was looking to, of course, continue building the show, and I was looking for a group of networkers, kind of like-minded creative conservatives, and I was told about the Unbearables. I found out about Owen through the JRE podcast. To be honest, I wasn't really a big fan of him comedically. Like, I thought he was okay, but he wasn't, great. But I kind of liked what he was doing with the whole, anti-trans kids thing. That really spoke out to me. And in the beginning, the Unbearables seemed to be a great network. People who were doing creative stuff like art and design and podcasting and video production, parody, songs, musicianship, in the case of Chuck Boris, and just late night streams, which was how I met the original DZ guys. Of course, John Neary was my first interview for the brief period of time I was with the Bears. But here's the thing, Owen's not even a conservative. He's a fucking leftist, posing. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. How dare you! Owen is doing the shit that mass shooters do before they go out and do a school shooting. Here's my manifesto. We need to get rid of the weak people, and I'm not saying he's going to be the one to do this. An Australian man murdered his wife with a pair of scissors, stabbed her in the chest. This is a warning to the general public about Owen Benjamin. We warned you. How dare you!
Must be nice.
According to him, the goat urinated on him first, in front of Amy.
all this gay talk is pissing off my German Shepherd.
Alrighty there, folks. Good evening and welcome to tonight's edition of the Whitfield Report. I am your host, Sam Whitfield, broadcasting here live from NGC Studios here in South Florida, and I want to thank you so very much for joining me tonight, wherever you are in the past, present, future hour. Really appreciate you tuning in, especially given that we are starting the show a bit later than usual. I apologize for that, but I am in the midst of finishing up finals for, school. And I had to work on a project early this evening, a group project, which I hate group projects, and 10 p.m. was the only time that they could really meet. But I am here, so welcome to everyone, and joining me as always is the primordial gamma ooze known as Apex Gamma, and he is joining me. He did a stream just a few minutes ago, which I caught the end of, so thank you for getting the crowd warmed up there, Apex. Really appreciate that. And good evening to chat as well.
Hi, Sammy. Hi, everybody.
Good evening.
No, listen. I did a stupid stream that on a channel you can't find because nobody is going to link it, including Sam, because it doesn't matter. It's not important. It was a cope for me, because I haven't talked to you in a while, man. Yeah, it's been it's been an interesting year, but as the weeks go by, they just get more interesting, man. We need to we all need to get this shit out, get our thoughts out.
Oh yeah,
You know,
they get very interesting as the years go on. That is for sure the case. So quick shout out to the chat here. We have Titty Salad. We have Still Not You Friend.
titty. Hell
Yes,
yeah.
our favorite feminist, and I'm not even exaggerating, is back. Um, we have E Scorpio, the Gamma in Chief. Hail, Mr. Gamma in Chief. Uh,
Hail.
and then we have Awesome Sauce. We have Awesome Saucin. We love our Saucin. So, and then we also have Zen Rhino here in chat. So hope you're
Oh, hey, what
doing.
up, Zen?
So hope you're doing well, Zen. And shout out to Saucin and Bruce City Synth and Fat Cackboy for being my top donors on Patreon. And if you want to reach out to me on Patreon and sign up for that, uh, you can go to patreon.com/The Whitfield Report. Also, streamlabs.com/Whitfield Report if you'd like to donate and send a super chat. And all other links are in the description below and in the podcast.
Please give my friend Sam some money. It's worth it. I promise it's worth it. He'll take his shirt off.
I will. I will also do album reviews of music that you guys request for me on the Patreon uh, side of things. So I can do that now. In fact, I have two album reviews that I actually filmed last night, and I'll be posting them tomorrow. So look out for that as well. So
Excellent.
Anyway, though, Gamma, what do you make of all of this crazy stuff with the George Floyd trial? Have you had a chance to tune in to that at all, or have you been like me and been busy as shit with stuff in the real world?
Yeah, I want to say, fortunately, I have been exceptionally preoccupied with it's the by far the busiest time of year for the job that I do. Um, so yeah, I mean, I have not kept up with a whole lot other than the comedic aspect of it, because that's kind of where the center line for my life is at this point. Is just what's funny, what I can get a giggle out of, or maybe spread a giggle to other people with.
See what see
Um,
see
Go ahead.
what I like about you, Gail. And one of the things I like about you is you take the approach that I've started taking, which is life is a comedy. Uh,
Well, I mean, it is though. Well, life
yeah.
is literally whatever you make it, and I mean it's a stupid fucking Oprah cliche at this point. But I mean, when your eyes open in the morning and you become conscious, you quite literally decide what you want to do that day. And you won't always succeed, but you can decide how you react to it. Like, it's all in your control. So everything, literally everything is funny if you think about it. And laughter is the best medicine. That's an adage that goes back a long time. And
I
smiling is better for your face than frowning. That's a scientific fact. You get wrinkles and shit when you frown all the time. When you're not, you smile, you're exercising face muscles. So whatever brings that out of you, do it. Who gives a fuck what anybody else thinks? That's the thing. That's the problem that I have is everything is actually funny to me to a degree that it's offensive to most people. So I don't at this point in my life I don't really bother trying to explain the jokes that I perceive or like perceptions joke perceptions of situations that I see because it's lost on people. The people are not looking at life that way. They're in their own little bubble. I don't get it. well, I don't get it. It's not only not funny, but it's just, r/whoosh kind of thing.
You know,
But yeah, so
I
yeah,
don't want to
go
get
ahead.
I don't want to get like too philosophical here, but your line of thinking kind of lines up with my line of thinking, which is at the end of the day, you ultimately choose how you know, how you take things. You can either choose to be happy or you can choose to be depressed or sad.
Or you can choose to ignore. I mean, yeah, no, that's it, Sammy. I hate to break it to you, but that's neither yours nor my fucking original concept. I'm not saying that you were suggesting it was, but that has been a thing for like centuries, dude. You, I mean, it's at the core tenet of some major religions like Buddhism and shit.
Well,
That, but go ahead.
yeah, but I mean, my point is, and I guess this kind of leads into our first topic in regards to the whole George Floyd thing, because I've been hearing a lot of this, mentality of, well, if it weren't for cops like Derek Chauvin, and if it weren't for cops in general, life for black people would just be so much better as a whole. And maybe to a certain extent that might be true in one aspect, but there are so many factors, uh, with poverty and crime and race relations that dependent on just one thing in general is really shallow. And yet we tend to do that not just with race but with multiple things these days, and I don't know, just it drives me crazy. That's like me saying that, oh, my life would be so much better if if I weren't in a wheelchair.
In a wheelchair, if
Mm,
you weren't born with the things you were born with. Thank you, Sam. That's a good point. Because from what I have seen, and I have seen some of the newly released footage that was, sealed for evidence or whatever, like the store footage of George Floyd literally dancing around the store with a fucking banana in his hand. Have you seen that, Sam?
yeah, yeah, we actually played that on the stream last.
Okay, good. So the audience has seen that. That is, I mean, just in encapsulated in itself is funny. I mean, it's funny. But aside from that, with the point that I was trying to get at is the crowd that surrounded the handful of officers that were trying to do their job. Admittedly, yes, I don't like cops. I know a lot of good cops, but I think cops are necessary and they are just trying to do a job. They're probably not properly trained, which is the real problem. But in this scenario, the the pressure coming from outside of the person they were trying to detain for doing something illegal. Um, I mean, honestly, dude, I don't think he's gonna get off. I don't think he's gonna get away with it. I think he's gonna get convicted of maybe not, obviously not first degree or even second degree, but manslaughter or third degree murder or something.
I
Because if not, the 2019 riots are going to be a fucking. They are going to pale in comparison. I
yeah,
think.
yeah, and I agree. And my very best friend in the world who you've met, we were actually talking about that on the phone, um, and he he and I were saying that regardless of whether or not Chauvin, I mean Chauvin's going to get convicted of something. Why? Because we now live in an era where the court of public opinion
It's right. It's a
is
post-truth. Yeah, it's a post-truth society. Like the law and the way it stands, the way this country was founded is gone. Now we're on, well, whoever has the most money makes the opinions, right? I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
I mean, you kind of completed my thought though. I would argue it's not even who makes the most money though. It's who can scream the loudest on Twitter. This is something that I was explaining to my friend because he asked me. He's like, how did these Twitter spheres become so influential? Like they're influencing politics now. And I was explaining to him that all these people on Twitter, a lot of them don't have jobs or have something to take, that they're occupied with. So they spend all day on Twitter and on social media getting outraged over things. And
mm-hmm.
then the corporations are using social media metrics to measure shit. So then when these people tweet, the metrics go up, and the corporations think, oh, this is the new trend that we need to go after. So they do it, and then the rest of us who are working hard or whatever are we've got our nose to the grindstone. Yeah, we may be on social media, but we're not on all day because we have actual lives to lead.
Well, see,
And
now that's the listen. I have to admit that in the last, well, I mean, I would say at this point it's been a couple of months. I've broken out of my little entry point into the social sphere of the internet, and I have wandered haplessly into some very dangerous places with some very nefarious people. Now, everyone outside of those people that I've met would tell you that. But I have wandered haplessly into these places with these people, quote unquote, dangerous people that are just people. They just don't like liars. They don't like bullshitters. They don't like fakers. You know, they now I've been in I've been in the same internet, metaphorical hot tub or sauna as like just nefarious doxers and whatever else. But Sam, you know full well that I'm not shy. Like, you want to know my first and last name? I'll tell you. Like, I'm not gonna offer it, but if you're that interested, I'll fucking tell. I'm not that shy. I mean, I have nothing to hide. Most people don't, and that's the thing is, but the point was something other than where I'm at now. What was it, Sam? What were we talking about?
I mean,
Mm.
the point that I was trying to make is there's so much outrage on both sides, particularly with social media, that it's.
Oh, that no, that's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you. That actually helps me. Sorry, I didn't mean to trail off there, but uh, the difference between people that use the internet, because literally almost everyone does at this point use the internet to buy things, to talk to people, whether they're in their family or they're strangers, or they use it for they use it for something, at this point. And I mean, a vast majority of society, especially in America, and I mean abroad as well. But either way, use the internet for communication to some degree. Um, but there are degrees to which communication on the internet seems to be lost on the quote unquote normie, as I would consider myself to be, honestly. Um, but dude, I've done it again, Sam. My phone is blowing the fuck up right in front of my face. I need um Keck Boy. Oh, Keck Boy left.
Yeah, I do want to thank Fat Cake Boy for the donation, for the $5 donation.
Keck Boy, get your fucking ass back in here and accept your thanks in person.
Very
Be knighted.
He'll be back. Probably. Um, I
Stop
did
letting me talk, man. Go ahead.
I did want to play a clip from John Arcade because he has been clipping parts of the trial, and I think I think personally they're worth watching. Um, Johnny's got some really good stuff, so let me pull that up here. And all right. So, one of the first videos that really stuck out to me, and I guess this came out in the trial, is Floyd said that he ate too many drugs. And
he wasn't following instructions. Yes. He wasn't following instructions. Yes. Parts washing.
He crying and shit. That is sick.
so,
You know, I go ahead.
were you able to hear that, Apex?
Yeah, I heard you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I do want to make something clear. I as I've stated before, and I'll say this again, what happened with George Floyd and Chauvin should not have kneeled on his neck for that long. Whatsoever. That's inexcusable. I think the fact that we have to say that is kind of dumb, but it's 2021 and we have to. The point being here, though, is fentanyl is becoming a big part of this case, and George Floyd's use of fentanyl and other drugs. And one thing that is interesting to me is Apex. Take a guess. Where does a lot of this fentanyl come from?
China.
Yep. I think
China. Well, from China to Mexico to America, but yeah.
So I understand.
Same place the bath salt was coming from 10 years ago.
So
I know that because I bought it from China back then. Sorry, go ahead.
So I mean, one of the things that I have been thinking about over the past couple of days, and this may be considered edgy, to some people. I don't really think it's edgy. I think this is pretty, I think this is pretty no shit. But I think one of the big problems here, in addition to police brutality, is the fact that people do get addicted to drugs like fentanyl, right?
No, well, listen, hold on, time out, because nobody actually gets addicted to fentanyl. What fentanyl is, the medical industry's Captain America of heroin. Like they've through science and medicine, have distilled the most destructive and I don't want to say destructive, because for some people that are in crippling pain, it is very useful. But just like Oxycontin, just like fucking Adderall or Ritalin or any other drug before, it is deemed the new way. And what the problem with fentanyl, and you can look up medical charts and you can find visualizations of it. but the amount of fentanyl required to kill an adult human that has been doing opiates for most of their life compared to the amount of raw pure heroin it would take to do the same thing to the body is absurd. Fentanyl is it's a fucking poison, dude. It is what killed my little brother, which again I hate to bring it up all the time, but the only reason my little heroin addict brother died is because he did some heroin for the first time after 18 months that was basically just fentanyl. You know? And he died of an acute fentanyl intoxication. So that is not uncommon. He is not unique. That is not a unique story. He is one of millions, I would argue, over the last 18 months in this country alone, where something similar has happened. So, yeah, it's chemical warfare, and it has been going on for well over a decade.
And now the audience knows that I don't do drugs either. Although I have done.
They've known that.
I have smoked weed a couple times, and I had a really bad experience with painkillers once, but that's another story for another time.
As Apex gets stoned on stream, let's go.
Well, maybe I'll save that for the second hour. I'm sure Scorpio will want to hear this for when he inevitably makes a documentary about me.
I don't know, man. I would be more worried about Bruce City.
Yeah. She'll be clipping this too. Although I do not.
Dude,
I do not have a good laugh like Semper does. That's the thing. I do not have a memeable laugh or anything like that. So
I still have that saved as a ringtone or as a message tone.
oh, that's hilarious. Actually, believe it or not, someone made an alert tone of me saying, "Okay, guys, so here's the thing." Since I used to say "here's the thing" a lot, someone made an alert tone of that.
In my wanderings into the darker side of the A-log and lolcow shit poster side of the especially Discord, I've met more Australians, Sam, which makes me very happy. And there's one Australian in particular who swears he's not a Muslim, but he's Muslim. His name is Eli. You've met him.
Yes.
Yes, you have met him. Eli the Muslim Australian. He's a good man. Eli's a good man. But he has inspired me to talk so much more shit on the people that I like. Just because he's a Muslim Australian. And I fucking love the way they talk, yeah? You know? They do heaps gay sex, they do, you know? Them Aussie Australians, yeah?
Yes.
Anyways, talk about something else, Sim. Quit letting me talk. Good shit.
Well, I feel like what you were gonna say though is that you were gonna talk shit about me or something, right? I feel like that's where that was leading in to.
No, because the only time anyone I know outside of our circle that has ever talked shit about you were in the VC, and it was old A-Spaz, who's British as fuck, and he's a degenerate fucking drug addict, and he smokes heroin, and he's on the, he calls it Tarbucks, but I call it Tarbucks, like, you know, like black tar heroin. So like, imagine Starbucks, but a Tarbucks. So he like goes to the corner to get a coffee, but it's fucking heroin instead.
Uh-huh.
No, but he's talking about socialist fucking, you know, UK values. He gets a check from the government for being a piece of shit. But when you were in the VC that one day, he was very politely like, "You're basically a cyborg, right? Are you basically a cyborg?
I
Yeah.
mean,
he was
I
was
mean,
very polite.
I am kind
yeah,
of,
yeah, exactly.
kind of.
That's what I mean.
I listen. I have learned to embrace the lore that Johnny Arcade started so long ago,
And I listen.
and that you've
I
augmented
have
it.
done real work expounding upon since Johnny started it. So your lore goes far and wide. You're gonna meet people for years. They're gonna, holy fuck. Wait, Whitfield? Wait, Whitfield? Tell me you're on a hydraulic rape chair, right? I've heard many hours of tales in VC that's not been streamed about the chair that you ride on.
Oh yes, it's
Yes,
been.
yes.
I mean, there's so much mythos that like my mythos has its own mythos now.
It's true, man. It's true. Legend
Um.
within a legend.
Anyway, though, like I was saying, black people, nah. Just by saying that, I can get the stream banned now. So the other clip that Johnny posted this week, he posted a bunch of them, but the second one that he posted was testimony from George Floyd's uh, I mean, girlfriend slash partner who is a white woman,
Crackhead.
feminist
Crackhead.
looking,
Crackhead.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
I didn't even know he had a girlfriend or anything, but apparently he did, and her testimony was pretty interesting. So let me go ahead and play that.
There were times when those weren't available, and so you would have to buy different types of pills, right? Unknown sources, so to speak.
Yes.
Right. And are you familiar with Maurice Hall?
Yes.
And was Maurice Hall the person that you and Mr. Floyd bought controlled substances from?
We had.
I'm going to show you a photograph. And just to you, you'll be the only one who can see it at this time. It's been previously marked as Defense Exhibit 1006.
Okay.
Can you see that photograph, ma'am?
No.
Just to her.
No.
Oh, sorry, I gotta hit this. Can you see that photograph, ma'am?
Yes.
Is that the person you know to be Maurice Hall?
Yes.
And can you just generally describe what he's wearing?
Red hat, red pants, and a black and white shirt.
And that is up in the upper right-hand corner. Would you agree that that has the date of May 25th, 2020?
Yes.
Put your hand up! Let me get over here, sir. No, you're gonna stay right there for me. Okay.
And that's the person that both you and Mr. Floyd had previously purchased controlled substances from?
Yes.
But then there was an extended hospital stay
Yes.
in March. Can you describe for the jury what led up to that hospital stay?
Yes. Floyd, I went to go pick Floyd up from his house that night. I thought I was taking him to work. He wasn't feeling good. His stomach really hurt. He was doubled over in pain.
What's the matter? What matter? Everything hurts. There's water or something. Please.
You later learned that that was due to an overdose?
Yes.
Overruled. Now, then in March of 2020, you got some pills, right? You remember describing that?
Yes.
And can you describe what those pills were like?
How, like, physically?
Physically.
Well, they look different to me than a normal pill. They seemed like they were thicker.
Were they uniform in their size?
They weren't.
Did they have markings on them?
Yes, they did.
And you and Mr. Floyd both had those pills?
Yes.
Agents recovered several pieces of partially dissolved pills. You will learn that these pills were again analyzed, were again shown to be consistent or similar to the pills found in the Mercedes-Benz, and that they contained methamphetamine and traces of fentanyl. Moreover, these pills contained the DNA and saliva of George Floyd. And did you consume some of those pills?
I did.
Did they have the same effect on you as they did as your other types of opioids you had taken in the past? What was the effect this time? And what was different?
Usually, opioid to me is like it's a pain reliever. It's something that is, kind of relaxing, takes your pain away. The pill, that time, it seemed like it was a really strong stimulant. I couldn't sleep all night. I felt very jittery.
You felt what?
Very jittery.
I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that kind of guy, man. Yo, I'm gonna die here. I'm gonna die, man.
These were pills that were not bought from someone who you knew to have a valid prescription for Percocets. Were these pills purchased from Mr. Hall?
No.
So were these pills before or after Mr. Floyd was hospitalized for his overdose?
I don't remember.
So, one thing I want to point out here is, again,
who are the best governors in the country? We don't really need to guess. Just ask yourself, where are people moving?
Shut up,
are
Tucker.
they moving to Michigan? Are they moving to New York? Are they moving to California? All great states.
I forgot that auto. Why did I have autoplay on? Yeah. Anyway, so I guess the point here being what I've kind of taken away from this whole thing is that while George Floyd's death was it seems pretty open and closed that it was at the hands of Chauvin. Drugs certainly were a part of this as well, and he, this definitely was a factor in things as well.
Yeah.
So, this whole narrative that he was, because the normie narrative, so to speak, seems to be that he was just some guy who was minding his own business, and then a cop knocked him down and decided to kneel on his neck for no reason. Which, again, that's very, normie narrative that's been going on, but it's out there nonetheless. And, do I think what Derek Chauvin did is okay? No. But drugs certainly were at play here. They might.
Of course they were. That is not even a question, which is why, I think the only thing holding any of this shit up, if fucking Chauvin shoved a knee down on fucking goddamn Floyd's neck and he just begged for mercy for 8 minutes with nobody, like no other interference, nothing else happening, I mean, we all watched clips of it. We all saw it. And it wasn't okay. I'm not okay with it. I've never been okay with what I saw. But I also saw snippets and tried to fill in the blanks. Now, there's a couple of other stories that this has happened with that are far more difficult to fill the blanks in. One of them's name is Daniel Shaver. The other we've talked about is Tony Timpa. Now,
Yeah.
Tony Timpa is, I mean, on paper, is the white man less stoned, more crazy, literal psycho, or mentally ill equivalent of George Floyd, except they sat on top of this fat fucking dude for 12 or 13 minutes or something, and they laughed about it as he begged for his mom, just like George Floyd did. But most people have never even heard the name Tony Timpa. It's on video. You can go and watch it right now on YouTube. Type in Tony Timpa body cam footage. You'll find it. Daniel Shaver, I'm not sure about that one, but
yeah,
you'll watch.
I tried looking for Daniel Shaver and couldn't find anything.
Yeah, you'll have to look on like Bitwave or on fucking some
Odyssey or something like that.
Odyssey or one of them, yeah. But Shaver is that one. That one makes me very. Timpa makes me sad, dude. But Shaver, like, there's a fucking SWAT team at the end of a narrow hallway with a drunk as fuck white boy with his on his knees trying to comply with these cops yelling, multiple cops yelling shit at him. Get on your knees. Don't touch your fucking pants. Don't, and he come forward with your hands on your head, his pants around his knees, and he's tries to shimmy forward. And as you could imagine, Sam, with your jeans around your knees and your hands above your head, you don't have a whole lot of balance on top of being drunk and probably on drugs. So as he starts to fall forward, he pulls his pants up, and the three cops in this narrow fucking hallway unload their assault rifles on this white boy. He's crying. He's fucking begging for mercy. Please, I'm not doing any, like, I'm trying to comply. It's pathetic, dude. You know what? And again, has nothing to do with the skin color. It only has anything to do with the skin color to the degree that people want to talk about this police brutality shit. Like, I would say it's impossible to argue that it happens in some places, in certain precincts, jurisdictions, whatever, across the country. But over my lifetime, there are more and more ethnic, and there have been, and there still fucking are, Mexican, Asian, and Black police officers, FBI agents, upper level law enforcement. You know what I mean? Like, diversity is it's there. It's not it's been based on merit, right? For a long time now,
Yeah.
at this point.
Well,
So now go ahead.
well, and I mean, I guess you bring up another good point too, and the point being is if we really want to talk about police brutality here, because right, that's the narrative that this is what the George Floyd thing is all about, police brutality, right? And I get it. Police brutality is bad. We can all agree on that. Everyone here in the chat can. But it's not the thing that is starting to piss me off is when I hear people say that that it's exclusively a black person's problem. And I've heard that.
That's the thing. Black
Ignorant.
Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. That's the whole fucking point of Black Lives Matter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
In a nutshell. I mean, and I've heard that police brutality is a problem for black people from mostly rich white people. They're the ones spouting the narrative that it's a black person's problem. Well, no, police brutality is a problem for not just black people but all sorts of people like Tony Timpa and the other guy you mentioned, and Lord knows how many other
Daniel Shaver. Yeah, Daniel Shaver. Yeah, again, if anybody that happens to be listening to this graciously on the podcast or live or we watch on YouTube, if you're unfamiliar with either of those names, Tony Timpa or Daniel Shaver, please look them up. Because it's not about the skin color, other than the fact that it's a counter to. It's not about, well, your race got this. Well, what about my race? It's not about that. It's like, yes, of course the police are fucking brutal and they overstep all the fucking time. It's not just black people. It's white people too. That's the point. That's my point anyway.
Yeah, and that
It's everybody. It's everybody because it's an authoritarian state. The America the experiment is dead. We're all on the fucking downswing. we're gonna be hunter gatherers again here before long, at least in this country, if we're not wiped the fuck out. So
I mean, and to that extent, I think I'd rather take the latter than have to be hunter gatherer, because guess what? In that scenario, I'm being realistic. Without the rape machine, I ain't making it for very long. So.
Yeah, bullshit. You'll be the chief of that motherfucker. You'll be telling niggas what to do, and they'll be pushing you around in some square wheeled fucking wheels. They will be carrying you like a princess in those movies. You'll have you have the 6 sexiest women in the village.
Yeah, I'll
carrying you around.
I'll just
feeding you grapes and shit.
I'll just have a giant harem. So
yeah, man. Why the fuck wouldn't you? You're the king.
Who knows? Who knows? But yeah. So that's our serious segment of the show tonight, I guess.
Oh boy. Are we gonna do jokes now?
So it has come to my attention rather. So now that we're going into the second hour of the show, we'll cover some gamma / local stuff. By the way, if E Scorpio is still watching this, if that dirty Mexican is watching, happy anniversary to the Gamma Secret Kings on Reddit. 1 year today, I guess, was when that subreddit started. So thanks, E Scorpio. Very cool, I guess. And it's also been just about a year since my analysis of Owen making fun of the Trinity was filmed. Not quite a year, but almost a year. And here's the funny thing is I turn on the camera. I do show prep for this stream every weekend. Apex comes on and helps me, which I'm very grateful for. But I put effort into this stream. But the video that is most viral on my channel is the live react video of me reacting to Owen failing to understand metaphors and whatnot about the Trinity. So apparently, this YouTuber Brad from Carolina.
Sorry, go ahead, keep going.
Found my video and was using it to, I guess from what I've heard in my video on Owen's failing to understand the Trinity. I guess it's still out there red pilling people as to what a moron this guy is. And as you've said before, and as I've said to Apex, the thing with it is Owen's not as retarded as everyone thinks he is, but he's nowhere near as smart as he thinks he is either.
That's exactly right. He's definitely not as retarded as you think he is when you first encounter him, especially at this point in time. And even 4 years ago when I found him, and further back when you found him, and the dang shout out found him, and all that went down. That was, 5 years ago at least. So that's what I was trying to say in my stupid little impromptu live stream. At the 8-minute video that took me 40 minutes to watch because I kept stopping and talking, was that Owen is a master at this, dude. Like, he's been doing it for years now.
Yeah,
Mixing in real, actual truth with his own neurosis and neurotic tendencies. And it's all based around his ego. It's all about me, Owen, which is why I genuinely hope that the red bar bit plays out. Have you seen that? The whole red bar thing?
No, dude. Is this something I need to see?
Yes, it's on the Digital Jonestown channel. Owen and Red Bar talk about liars.
Oh yeah, yes, I did see that one.
Yes, where Red Bar is doing his Red Bar bit, and pretending me and Owen. Owen's the king of court. He likes me, you know. Um, I really hope it works because I watched it the first time and I made it about 6 minutes in or 7 minutes in before I remembered who Red Bar was and what Red Bar does, because he does such a good job of pretending like, he's on Owen's side and he's grateful for Owen's shout out.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, you're muted. Oh, no, you're not. Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, Apex, do you remember the video I posted? Probably it was around Christmas time, probably not this last Christmas, but the Christmas before, when I guess Red Bar made a joke about how he was going to be allying himself with Owen Benjamin and going, and partnering with Ursa Manor or whatnot. And I guess Bears started riding him, and then on his next stream, Red Bar was like, "Guys, that was a joke. Or did you guys really, buy that? I totally meant that as a joke." And people
Yeah, Red Bar also talks about raping his wife and burying his children in putting his children in child-sized coffins and shit. And
Yeah.
Owen, in the video, that Digital Jonestown video, it's so good, dude. Milker Nation / Digital Jonestown is the premier top cream of the fucking crop of all time as far as Owen Benjamin is concerned. Period. Clippers, period.
So I do want to first off play the Brad from Carolina video, if for no other reason than to stroke my own ego. Because
do it, bitch.
Apparently this
the
red pill
Trinity
people,
doesn't make any sense. Without the Trinity, I can't squirt. Oh Jesus, I got something in my butt. I'm stripping the shaft. And right now, I'm giving people an out. Right now, I'm making it vulgar so that anybody who wants an out can just say, he's too vulgar. He just brought down.
He's not giving anybody an out. He's honing I don't know what he's doing, but what it sounds like what's happening here is we're refining the doctrine of a cult. I'm going to make this vulgar and I'm going to say things that offend you so that only those who are most committed to me will hang around. Because after all, this is all about me, right? That's what we hear. This sounds more and more like the rantings of a cult leader. And I don't know if that's the case. I don't want to indict him that way. I don't know him personally. I'm just telling you what it sounds.
I mean, I will go so far as to say that that's what it sounds like exactly. Owen, for all intents and purposes, the dude used to joke about starting a cult before he actually...
No. He never joked about it. That's the thing. Is in retrospect, well, maybe in the moment it seemed like a joke.
Well,
yeah. But it's been years now, literal years now, that specifically Johnny Arcade has been pointing out that that's the goal. That has been his goal. It's what his mother groomed him to believe. It's what his mother continues to tell him. It's what he believes himself. He thinks that his sacrifices on Twitter are equivalent to the sacrifices of Jesus. So,
well, yeah, you're actually right. So let me rephrase that a bit, because when I joined the fuck. I always hate having to admit this, but when I joined the cult, not knowing that it was a cult, I thought that it was like LinkedIn for, kind of like new conservative voices or whatever, right? That's what a lot of us creative people thought it was. We thought it was like LinkedIn for MAGA people, basically. Boy, was I stupid in thinking that. But back then, he would say, "We're totally not starting a cult." And so to us, it seemed like it was a joke. But now in retrospect, yeah, I mean that was kind of the plan from the beginning.
no, again, I don't think that Owen is that smart. And I've never thought Owen had that much foresight. He may have had a loose construct, and I do believe pretty firmly that he intended to go this route just loosely. Like, I don't think he planned it this specifically, but he saw his ability to work a crowd, and he sucks at comedy, and he's a shitty fucking actor. But if he believes, which is all a good actor, I guess. So he's not a shitty actor, but he sucked in movies. He did shitty movies. He sucked in Hollywood. And he used all of the things that us normies could identify with, and just crank the fucking shit to 11, you know?
Well, let me say this. I don't, at least when it started, I don't think Owen started this whole thing for nefarious purposes. I genuinely think that, like, in his mind when he was starting this, he was doing a good thing. I still think that part of him thinks that, we're gonna change the world, and we're gonna save the children and make it, a better place. But then, ultimately what happened was, he got banned from social media, and he liked the limelight of being banned from Twitter. So it became more and more about the outrage, because that was what was generating publicity, and that's what became that's what it became. It became him spiraling, intentionally and saying the most outrageous stuff to get more notability. And
Spiraling upward. Yeah.
In a way, it worked. In a weird way, it worked for him. But I don't think
not even in a weird way, in a very predictable way, I would argue. It worked exactly. I mean, it was, to me, was so obvious years ago what the fuck was going on with this dude, what he was doing, and what his goals were. And I said it. Now, they cannot be found unless someone else fucking downloaded them. But in my original channel that I had like 900 fucking videos over 19 months or whatever, the original Apex Gamma channel, where I said a lot of really stupid shit, but I called a lot of things out way the fuck in advance just on my little commentaries, laughing, being drunk and stoned in the background there. And all of this seemed so fucking obvious. Again, not just to me. It's not unique to me at all. Johnny, again, is the main, I would give the main credit to for this whole cult thing. But I still have on my Reloaded channel an original from the Apex Gamma channel that Johnny helped me make, the comparison between Owen talking about burning your fields, or salting your wells, and et cetera, et cetera. Don't let the enemy take your ground, burn your shit, and fucking that sort of thing. And then compared it with some Jim Jones audio, and it works really well. But yeah, that's a Johnny. That's a Johnny Gamma, Apex Johnny original.
Collaboration at its finest.
Sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to say those who might be
Anyway, Owen Benjamin's a faggot, and I cannot wait to see the wheels come off of that fucking train. It's been years, man. We've all speculated for years, but they will come off. I promise you, they will.
They'll come off. I'll tell you what will happen. They'll finally come off when he literally runs out of people to e-bag from. That's
I mean, honestly, I think another scenario that I've pictured, observing, not having anything to do with, of course, because I'm a good boy, but Owen just being trolled so hard that he does something illegal, like flagrantly, assaults someone in public for trying to ask him questions that show up at the post office, like Cat, good old Cat, whom we have not talked about on this show, I don't think at all. Queen Bee.
We've talked.
Oh yeah, we have.
We've talked around the Gamma Hug Box portion of the show, but
which is a different show on this channel.
Yeah. It's a different show on this channel, but it's also a different show on the same podcast feed as well. And there really haven't been any updates there. Either.
She's still uploading videos, but no, the point though was like that sort of thing has been predicted for years now, that Owen is, I mean, for all of the things that he says that are true and that are actually valuable, although said maleficently, that's not a real word, that's a Disney movie, all those said, maliciously, that's the word, or not intended maliciously, whatever, however, the way he spins shit, again, for years now, to get himself out of trouble, puts the people that listen to him into the murky water. And that's something I witnessed as a viewer of his. I got lured into that murky water as my first real entry into engaging personally. I mean, I watched a lot of shit go down on the internet, but never chatted. Owen was that first time. But anyway, like, I got lured into that murky water, and it only took me a short time before I was like, oh, okay, I get it. So I thought I saw something that other people didn't. Enough other people didn't. That shitty screen recorded videos needed to be made in one take with no thought. Like, dude, fucking
Yeah, I mean,
what a waste of time, dude.
well, I mean, ironically, your channel started a whole bunch of other, channels.
Well, hopefully not ironically, because literally that was my goal. I never wanted any attention. I never had the ability to do any of it. I mean, again, another thing I've said on multiple streams over the years is my whole goal was to get the attention of people like Milker Nation. Somebody with the ability, the technical ability, and the interest in the lolcowdom, and that could see the greater picture that was Owen Benjamin. Milker Nation was literally, excuse me, was a gift from the internet gods. I'm very grateful for Milker Nation and Digital Jonestown, this same person as far as I understand, for all that they do and all that they have done. And there is still a clip of the one and only interview that Milker Nation has ever done. Do you know where that was, Sam?
That was on this very channel, Apex.
That's exactly right, my friend. The one and only Milker Nation interview was done on the Sam Whitfield, the Whitfield Report, here on YouTube.
It's a 5-hour podcast.
It's a shit show. I vape a lot into the mic. I'm still using my phone. But at one point, I asked Milker Nation what his goals were, like what his intentions were, what he was trying to do. And there's a very juicy soundbite of him saying, I want to destroy Owen Benjamin and everything that he stands for. I don't have that soundbite handy, but it exists in the very early portion of that podcast.
I'll search for it tomorrow. I'll clip it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact,
it's already clipped. It's already clipped somewhere. I just don't have it personally because I have had 4 different shit computers over the last several months.
Well,
and none of it's on my phone.
I know that people, I know that people who clip, the Owen stuff tend to watch this. So if anyone has this clip, whether you're watching live or, in archive, email me, sam@thesamwhitfield.com, or you can go to my website and, send it in that way. But so I guess my analysis of Owen's Trinity, rant from a year ago, bore another rant from Owen on the Trinity from 2 days ago. I don't know if you've seen this one, Apex. This is from 2 days ago on Digital Jonestown's channel. Owen still refuses to understand what is going on with the Trinity. I'm not going to play the whole entirety of this clip because it's 33 minutes long, but it is fucking hilarious to me.
Down because a guy named Cuomo.
Okay, yeah, I that was where I left off on my phone, but let me start over.
So the Growler is very nervous. All right. They don't bow to the central banks. Right. Well, it's all about morality, though. Forget about the central banks. Central banks aren't even your problem. It's taking money over morality. So.
Oh wait, so this rant is from February. Okay, so yeah, but still, from what I'm told, this whole spiral that he went on was because one of the bears like found my video breaking down his first stream, and so someone, I guess, asked him about the Trinity, and then the falling occurred.
How much money to shoot a kid in the head? Hopefully none, right? Now keep going. How much money to manipulate someone out of their savings? Some people are like, how much money? I do that. That's my job. That's why
was listening to the stream, which is several seconds behind, and I realized there was
no comment.
silence
We get
in
it,
my
Denmark Bear. You're slightly
headphones,
sociopathic,
which is
but
bad
you
for the
are
audience.
slightly sociopathic, Denmark Bear.
So
all right, Big Bear, I don't want to.
You just realized what about
come across as
your first
churchian,
his first stream or something? The Bears found your first stream.
Your thoughts
Say that
on
again.
Okay, let me.
Divinity of Christ.
No, I'm trying to kill the dead air, not make more.
So what I was saying is this rant that Owen is going on now, or from February, I guess, that Digital Jonestown just clipped. Evidently, this rant that he's out to go on about the Trinity came from a bear who found my video on Owen's Trinity spiral. So in a weird way, my Trinity video informed another Trinity spiral from Owen, is what I'm saying.
Hell yeah, dude.
And it's hilarious. So yeah, sorry, that's all I was trying to say.
The Trinity is not stated in the.
Okay, I don't know if you caught that, so this person wrote him a letter and is trying to explain the Trinity from him. and because he can't read and because he can't read silently, he has to read aloud. Right? So he reads the Trinity, and as soon as he says the Trinity, you just hear like an audible sigh from him, just like frustration. and we're not even like a full minute into this clip.
Well,
Bible, I believe there is.
I'm looking and a dry ginger ale. I can't see the video, and if I try to watch the video on the stream, I'm behind like 45 seconds, and it fucks everything up. So, just keep going, man. It's fine.
It should be in Discord. It should be in Discord. If you should be able to see the video in the on air.
I'm looking at you
on Discord. Oh.
Oh, yep. My bad. I had it in my. Yep. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Now you should be able to see the video. So.
Come on, man. If your handwriting is gonna be this bad and you're gonna get me to try and read about the Trinity, this is Gordu Bear. I'm gonna give it a shot.
I can't hear it
send me
though.
A letter, but speak to Christ as God. That sentiment, and speak to Christ as God.
Yeah, you must have like desktop audio or display audio muted or something.
They can hear it. I check.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I know chat can hear it.
Go ahead.
I'll just
fully understand it. No, but I mean, this is the craziest part: is people don't even fully understand it, and they condemn me as non-Christian, and then write to all my friends like Vox and E. Michael Jones and everybody to get to put a wedge between me and my friends and coworkers and business partners. Because, guys, I mean, I know you don't understand it. I know you don't understand it.
So essentially, he's saying that because he doesn't understand the Trinity, no one else can understand the Trinity. That's the logic he's using here. I don't understand the Trinity, and I know you guys don't understand the Trinity either. So stop tattletelling to Vox and E. Michael Jones or whatever. Because I might not understand the Trinity, but guess what, guys? Neither do you.
I'm not reading that. It's just going to get me angry. I shouldn't get angry about it. Thank you for the letter. I'm not going to read it. I mean, I don't fully understand it, but my entire rock is based on it. Okay, well, that's usually called a confidence scheme. There's no reason to do that. What Jesus says is so clear and so beautiful and so saving that why would you be like, okay, I'm going to take apart these things, I'm going to create this thing, and then I'm going to say that that's the main thing. Okay, you go ahead and do that, but I'm not going to write you letters about it. I'm not going to write you long letters like, listen, it really bothers me that you believe this thing. You don't even know what it is. Oh yeah, Vox gets these letters all the time. Oh, your friend Owen has crossed a line. Tee, I'm the special boy. You think that that's what God wants you to do, guys? You think God wants you to drive a wedge between me and Vox and Unauthorized and all the projects we're doing together and our friendship and our Patreon stuff and the cookbook I'm working on with my wife?
Yes, Owen, I specifically do think that that's what God wants me to do. Hence why I am doing it. God specifically told me that he wants me to expose you. Right? God told me I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission from God, ladies and gentlemen. He wants me to expose Owen Benjamin as a fraud and a liar. So that is exactly what I'm doing. You are absolutely correct on that, Owen. It's a bit, folks. It's a bit I'm doing. Jeez.
Because I don't understand your Trinity. You're not good as a person if you do that. You're a bad person, in my opinion. Okay. And I'm glad that he doesn't care and I don't care. It's a good test of our friendship. But at the same time, it's like, it's such a revealer of all these little snakes. He doesn't believe what we believe. Do you think I'm a bad person? Do you think that my motivations are wrong? Do you think that I'm leading people astray? Really?
Yes. Yes, and yes again, Owen. I do think you're a horrible person. I know you're a horrible person. You are leading people astray. You spent 2 years telling your audience that two of my friends tried to kill your kids, and that I was involved in that, conspiracy that never happened. I had members of your audience try and deplatform my podcast from, iTunes, Spotify, everywhere else, YouTube. Well, you were still claiming to be Mr. Free Speech at that point. So yeah, I do think you're a horrible person. Oh, and you've done so many horrible things. You're not a murderer. You're not a rapist. Although Although, you know, I've heard, you know, you might be actually. You know, allegedly, I've heard stories about that. But yeah, long story short, you're not a good person, and you do lead people astray. So yes, I do think you're a bad person.
Then leave. Go away. Go start your own thing.
Boy, I had my own thing before you had your. I was doing this shit long before you were a thing, before you were in the public sphere. I was doing this podcast before you were even in the fucking. Well, actually, shit.
While he was still fucking sucking his friends' dicks and smacking their asses at faggot parties in Hollywood.
I fucking
right.
I fucking. You know what I just realized? I started this stream. I started podcasting the same year the fucking house bunny came out.
There you go.
And that's why they say faith not works. Faith not.
Thousands
of babies have been born.
I forgot I had something breakfast here that I was going to share with you guys tonight. Go ahead, Sam.
So this is Apex's new bit, is to eat on stream.
Yeah.
So I love you, you fucking stoner.
I fucking hate everything. So, but I love you too, buddy.
Feel the strength
Go ahead.
and the lack of fear because they've watched this stream. Thousands. What have you done? Nothing, obviously, except bring shame and horror and all this nonsense into others' heads. Nothing. Not works. Thousands of babies have been born because people feel the strength and the lack of fear because they've watched this stream.
Okay, so this is another thing that Owen goes on and on about. Guys, thousands of babies have been born because of my live stream. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Now if that's not narcissism, I don't know what fucking is, right? This is another thing I've noticed too. Like, people have started calling Owen out on his narcissism, and it really bothers him. And now he spends like most of his streams saying, "I'm not a narcissist," and shit. But when he says stuff like this, like thousands of babies have been born because of me, in my stream, what are the conclusion is there to draw other than, you know, absolute narcissism?
Thousands. What have you done? Nothing, obviously, except bring shame and horror and all this nonsense into others' heads. That's why they go, faith not works. Faith not works because they have no works, because they do nothing, because they're scared and they're cowards and they shame and they point and
Dude,
they
Owen
judge.
is so much funnier to watch.
Sound familiar?
When you
That
can't
is
hear him
done.
talk.
Holy God. Get out. Okay, I'll read this. If it's about the Trinity, I'm stopping it.
So Owen just went on this whole, thing, Apex, how, guys, thousands of children have been born because of this live stream, but I'm, but I am.
A bit we've heard for literally years, dude.
But
he's been saying that for years.
But also, anytime you call him a narcissist. Guys, I'm not a narcissist. The Gammas are narcissists. Like the whole narcissism comment, it really fucking bothers him.
You know, there are very few great things that I've done in my life, what I would consider like prescient. And adopting the Gamma moniker ahead of the curve is probably the greatest achievement that I've ever done. As pathetic as that, I mean, especially on the internet, it's certainly not the greatest achievement that I've ever done. But on the internet, the most like just ahead of the. I don't do any research. I don't do any of the legwork. Those fucking faggots on Reddit that I love very much. That the GSK in particular, and all the other gammas.
Shout out to the Mexican.
Yeah, shout out to the Apex Mexican. Well, anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna spit crack. Yeah, I'm gonna spit crack crumbs all over my mic and keyboard. While I finish the sentence. Yeah, Gamma's just a coverall, dude. It's like Nazis. You know what I mean? At this point, Nazis is just all the bad guys. You know what I mean? It's an ambiguous, coverall for anybody that's a bad guy. It's very niche at this point. Well, not so much at this point, or less at this point than it was years ago when I came up with that. Or when I adopted it, rather.
I mean, you were brilliant to adopt it in my mind. And
well, I just took Gamma as Predator because I mean Apex Predator. Anybody that's going after somebody that is an obvious liar, fake bullshit, full of, I mean, you hunt the weak in nature. Louder voice than the predator is going to call the predator a name. So if the predator adopts that name, then it becomes kind of meta, right? Yeah. Does it not?
No, you're absolutely right.
I'm gonna do 3 crackers this time, guys.
I have to draw lines here. Big Bear, thank you for much needed entertainment. To all the bears, my husband and I do envelopes for our, specialty groceries, pet care. I can't read the handwriting. Lines have been drawn. If anybody writes me anything about the Trinity, I will burn it. And by the way,
so oh my God, guys! So he just said if anyone writes him any more letters about the Trinity, he'll burn them. So you know what to do, Gammas. Write letters. Write letters and make them all about the Trinity.
Yeah, and make sure you include some money so he reads them. Do it, faggot. Do the legend.
You know
Oso de Maricon.
You know what would be funny is if someone sent him a letter and then like put Monopoly money in there, or put like $1,000, but like did it in like that $5 like play money that you could get at the dollar store or something like that.
Yeah.
Did you ever have that as kids, or as a kid, or yeah?
Wait, what was it?
The fake the play money that you could. Did you ever have like?
Oh yeah, Monopoly money and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, just
not like the Jew coin money, like coin chocolates, where they literally like give their children money, chocolate that looks like money as children to teach them the value of money because they're Jewish. Sorry, go ahead.
Wow. So I think someone should also send him that too, just to see how he reacts. Just send him like chocolate coin money. I don't know. Then
nigga, I sent him a Lowe's gift card, and it said $50 on it, and it only had 15 cents. or 17 cents. I can't remember. It was an odd number. It was between 10 and 20. Pretty sure it was 15. But anyway,
I wonder.
I sent him a nice letter. I hand wrote a letter. That's the only thing I ever sent to Owen. And again, was inspired by Johnny Arcade. By a comment he posted on one of my videos, or a response to one of my comments on one of his videos. I was like, holy shit, dude. I have a fucking, I never got a response though. Like, I never saw any reaction. I didn't say any, I said nice things. Owen, thank you so much for inspiring me to start a homestead. I'm growing plants. I've got chickens, and my, fiance, new fiance. I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was very like right in line. This is the only time I've ever done anything like this.
Oh yeah,
Because I wanted to because I started making videos. I wanted to clip that shit and be like, got him. That's my letter. I did that. I wanted to.
I remember that, Apex. And I remember thinking, oh my god, this motherfucker is amazingly cool. I've got to get him on my show.
No.
And
this fucking piece of shit is gonna chew fucking crackers on the fucking PC and be a fucking retard and get real drunk all the time and say nothing that means anything. I mean, at best, maybe be entertaining sometimes, but I have nothing insightful to say, Sam, and you know it.
And yet you
deserve better.
And yet you're you're probably my best friend on the internet, and if we did ever meet in IRL, geez, now who's the retard?
IRL,
yeah.
In real life, yeah.
in real life.
In real life, yeah.
Yeah. You would probably be like my fourth best friend or something. So.
Well, Sam, let's be real. If we met in real life, that goddamn Wild Wild West spider hydraulic rape machine thing that you're riding around on would disappear me forever, and you would extract my voice box, and you would pull thoughts off the internet forever, pretending I mean, not pretending anything. You just use my voice.
I mean, what's to say? What's to say? I'm not doing that already.
Well, we're just cataloging my voice so you can do like this Joe Rogan deep fakes.
I mean,
just feed all the streams of me into a fucking algorithm. But guess what, nigga? I ain't never sounded the same every two. I would challenge you to find any two streams that I sound the same. Because sometimes I'm like, yeah, goddamn well, dude. Other times I've got cheese puffs in my mouth. Tonight I have saltine crackers. All right. So good luck, you fucking robots. Eat shit. You can't see me, but I got my middle fingers pointed at the computer screen right now.
Apex is screwing with Google again. So.
Eat shit. Fucking faggots.
Meanwhile, I'm over here. I would hate to know what Google has done with my voice at this point. But yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna go over this entire rant, but I do want to.
Yeah, let's not, because we'll be here till fucking 5 o'clock in the goddamn morning at this rate, dude.
Hey, if you believe it, I don't
let's
care.
move on.
I'm not making a claim
or continue and then move
man.
on. Sorry.
I have tons of theological differences with all my friends. Every single one of us has a different view of what we believe God to be. That's part of the entire experience of being a living man or woman. You're such a special boy. So special with your beliefs. Why don't you write a letter to not this person. What I'm saying right now is not directed at that person. That person seemed like a sweet person. And thank you for the donation and thank you for the letter. And if you wanted to help me understand, I understand that. I've had thousands of these letters, and I don't want any more.
Oh,
so
no.
please respect that. I don't want any more.
Oh, no.
But I'm not. What I'm saying isn't directed at that bear. It's directed at the hissing bastards.
Dude, he has gotten thousands of letters on the Trinity already. And this stream that Digital Jonestown has clipped, this is from fucking February. Oh no,
Well, now, Sammy, hold on. There's one thing I know about Owen Benjamin. He's full of shit. So he's probably gotten. I could see a couple hundred, 200 or 300, maybe.
Yeah, all on the Trinity there, all on the Trinity though.
No. I would argue. Excuse me. Ooh, the crackers are betraying me.
Kind of like how the Jews betrayed Jesus, huh?
Goddamn crackers. Betraying the dark man. We was kings and shit, my nigga. What were we saying before you threw me off just now? No, it was the cracker. The cracker choked me.
Kind of like how Derek Chauvin choked too soon?
No, because oh shit, 3 crackers is too much to talk with. There was a time, and I mean a couple of months last year, that for the Hoax Wars podcast on DLive, apparently as a joke, it started as a joke and then it seemed to be serious, turned out to be just a joke. We were going to do a George Floyd roast, like a Comedy Central style roast of George Floyd, who's recently died. And one of the most prominent like thread of jokes that I came up with was, that well, Chauvin and Floyd, they were friends. They grew up together, and as young boys, Floyd just he never really knew when to put his foot down or stick the knife in the pregnant woman that he was robbing. But Chauvin, on the other hand, he always knew when to put his knee down. That's as far as I got. It never went live. That's the only time I've ever told that.
That's actually a pretty good. That's actually a pretty good thing. And
pretty good thing. I'm gonna eat more crackers. Go ahead.
So yeah, I'm gonna move on from this specific clip, but basically, the gist of the of the 30-minute is he basically he continues to spiral on all of Christianity for trying to explain the Trinity to him, and then I do want to play this part real quick, and then he makes some bizarre statement like, why would God come down as a man and then commit suicide for all of your sins so you can watch pornos?
What the fuck, dude?
It all goes back to gay porn for this guy.
Strange, isn't it?
He also thinks that
it's all that gay porn his dad looked at on his roommate's computer back in the day. Am I right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. It was dad. It was his dad. Sure.
All right. You moving on, or what are we doing? We've been, what are we pushing? We're over 90 minutes. So,
One Step Too Far sent me a clip that he just DM'd me, so I
play it.
am. Yeah, I am copying the. I am copying the link, and I shall play it. So this is from One Step Too Far. I have not seen this yet, so we're doing this one live.
I had some red on my forehead. I might have a little bit of something red on my forehead. Or it could be the devil's dick. The devil's just slapping my forehead with his dick right now, being like, don't tell everybody about fucking Bob Dylan. That's between me and that dude.
They said I'm property. Well, like garbage or a piece of shit?
You're fucking trash.
It may be more like a hammer or an orange.
Sure. By the way, I know exactly why everyone's making fun of my breasts. Because I know what it's like to be a woman with big breasts. Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want. I won't be sexualized. There's no trend that I can hide.
Oh, so One Step cobbled together this compilation of Owen spiraling about his man tits. Because I guess people were going after him for having bitch tits.
Big breasts.
Everybody's in great shape in Europe. I felt like a fat fuck. Like, I'm literally about to... Because, like, I haven't been able to run in, like a full year because of my back. And it's like, in America, I'm just, like, normal. But in Europe, I'm, like, fat. Guys, I'm not even fucking fat. I don't have that classic male V shape. I'm just fat in Spain.
You can all go fuck yourselves.
You know? Like, I don't have that, that V. You know? Yeah, I got bitch hips. Because, like, I like to eat. It's more of like a square. Yeah, 39, 6'8". My mom used to try to make me feel better and say it's Eastern European. Bitch hips. What are bitch hips? My mom would say, oh, you get that from the Eastern European side of the family, which is a very small part, so... Owen has boobs. You weigh over 300 pounds, don't you? I don't. I'm not buying it. I think I just have bitch hips. Owen has boobs? No. I mean, I prefer to call them breasts. Hang on a second. Owen has boobs.
I know what it's like to be a woman with big breasts.
Over 300 pounds? Dude, I'm not an actual fat person. I'm fat in Spain. I'm not buying it. I think I just have bitch hips.
You can all go fuck yourselves.
Owen has boobs?
You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Oh, you look? Oh, great. Here it comes. All right, I was just talking.
I won't be sexualized.
Just sharing with you guys. Physically, you're too far gone, BB. I know, I'm just too far gone. Like, why would I even try to be out there?
You want to get banned?
Stop asking if he drank. Dude, if you want to start getting, like, drama-y, it's about to become a band fest.
I'm serious. That's it. I apologize. I should have went in saying, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I don't care.
Guys, I'm not even fucking fat.
So, listen, this is my time to be fat. It's like...
I'm just fat in Spain.
I'm definitely kind of fat in it. I have a new theory about fatness. I think sometimes your body makes you a little fat when you're under a lot of stress because it's trying to drown the vibrations that are coming at your heart. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But that being said, I'm glad I was getting a little fat. I think I was getting hammered so hard. I'll show you what it's like to be in quarantine
in Spain
alone. I'll show you another clip.
I'm just fat.
But we made it through. We made it through the winter.
Now, one step. First off, I want to thank you for that clip. Second off, one step. While I have, well, it is well known that I love tits, I want to specify and say that I love female tits, not big, fat, frumpy, fat guy tits like Owen has. Nonetheless, though, that's a very well done clip. So, shout out to One Step Too Far for making that. Bravo. And
yeah, One Step's always been a ledge when it comes to the editing.
Oh yeah.
And making good vids.
He's done some great stuff with a lot of the DC movie stuff too, if you're into comics or any of that stuff, which I know.
You know, Sammy, that's something that I've been thinking about. We need to get you people that are more into pop culture than this idiot fucking retarded faggot that you have as a quote unquote co-host to talk about things you are more familiar with and more, like I've toyed with the idea of getting Mundane Matt, reaching out to him to talk about things like the Snyder Cut, big names. Because Sammy, aside from me, the shit poster, although I am a shit poster, I got my own. Got my fingers in a few holes. Couldn't think of a better analogy. I'm sorry, Chef. But yeah, they're all filled with fairly prominent internet people that I never expected to be having conversations with privately, much less publicly, much less privately. But yeah, I mean, I'm not like trying to shit on it, but I don't want to be there because I'll just ruin it like I do everything else. But if I can get you, I'll be like a producer, Sam. Could you imagine if I was like a real producer and I'm like, hey, I got this show you would be great for. You could come and talk to my friend Sam about the Snyder Cut and why it's better than something else. Or something, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That would be awesome. I mean, and
could you imagine if I did that kind of work, Sam? Fuck.
If you have your fingers in all of those different holes.
I don't. I mean, I do. They're in there, but like they're not. They probably shouldn't be.
Then.
And if I announced that they were there, they would probably get snipped off. That's the thing. It's like sneakily.
I'm working on a few interviews myself actually at the moment. I did a podcast on Thursday on the whole Jordan Peterson thing with them making Jordan Peterson a Nazi in the new Captain America.
He's Red Skull.
Yep.
Dude, Jordan Peterson's a legend, man. I don't give a fuck what all the gammas say. I like him. I don't like everything that he did, but his message from the beginning stands firm. And there's going to be haters of. There's always going to be haters.
Yeah, well, now
of all kinds of things, and I don't. Go ahead.
Well, now those same haters who, I went on this rant on Thursday, but I'll do this again. I wouldn't have a problem with these activists writing comics if they read comics in the first place. But these fucking activists who Marvel is hiring and who DC is hiring, they don't care about comics. They don't care about pop culture or anything. They just want to push their fucking agenda.
So, yeah, man, it's all about their message, their agenda. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, to be real, this goes back to like what I would argue with my my good friend Alejandro, who I hope is listening, if not right now, then in the future, because he always watches this show, even though he left the Discord. He claims this is the only way he can keep up with me, even though he has my phone number.
He listens to the podcast as well. I've been informed. I've been told that he has listened to a few episodes on his phone while at work, and I appreciate that. That my
well, he's a good dude. He's a good dude. He's a good man.
That my voice is in his ear holes. So.
But it's the same kind of argument. Fuck. What was the same kind of argument?
Moist.
What?
Moist. I said moist.
Oh, moist. Sounded like a different person. Nice job, Sammy.
That's for Alejandro when he has me in his ear holes.
Oh fuck! There was a point though about the way the arguments would go with him, in relation to something you just said. What were you just saying?
I was just saying something like how I wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind it so much if these social justice warriors actually read comic books, but they don't. They don't give a shit about any of this.
Okay, yeah. So, okay, yeah. That again, once again, thank you, Sammy. Kind of brings me back to at least what I think I was trying to say in the first place, which was that, like, the popular culture, not just popular cult, like, not just mainstream. I mean, basically everything is run by, if not a decaying, or half in the fucking coffin generation, then they're this new age shit, and it's all based around ambiguous and fluid ideology. And while some of it is valid, there is truth to personal um ideologies and stuff. Like, you don't have to align with a group. You don't. Like, that's the whole idea. Like, you should be your own person, and you can identify with groups for various reasons, but you shouldn't ever identify wholly with any group of people for any reason. Like, you are your own person. You can agree on 99% of it, but if you can't find that 1%, then you're lost, because you are your own person. So that's kind of where we find ourselves now, where it's like, I mean, Jordan Peterson, I've never suspected as a bad person. Maybe misled by his own ignorance, and his own skyrocket to stardom. But the things that he gets made fun of for, the things like crying and shit, they seem genuine as fuck to me. And all the times that I've seen them, it doesn't make it cool necessarily, or it is definitely funny, but it doesn't mean that behind it there's not value to it. And the whole Jordan Peterson grifter arc, I've never co-signed, because I don't believe that. I don't believe that he set out to grift anybody. I thought from my perspective, he got he went headlong into a place he wasn't prepared for, and then allied with people that he never should have allied with, i.e. Owen's old, whatever talent agency that was.
Yeah.
CNA, which blew him out of the fucking water. And that's when he started doing meet and greets for $200 a pop, to shake his fucking hand and listen to him say the shit you've heard him say on the internet over and over again. And that's when he got wife got sick and he dove into barbiturates and shit. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm not making excuses for him or anybody else, but just from my perspective, I've never gotten the same vibes from him that I ever got from Owen Benjamin. That's for sure.
Yeah, no,
go ahead.
In regards to Jordan Peterson, I mean, I haven't read his books, and I think what he says is pretty good. I think sometimes what he says is a little weird, but maybe that's just because he's Canadian. But my whole thing with Peterson is, to me, it seems like he. And I know this is kind of a poor metaphor, but this is the best one I can think of. Is he kind of reminds me of Kurt Cobain a little bit, in the sense that, you know, Kurt Cobain, when Nirvana became like super famous, they couldn't handle it, or at least Kurt couldn't, and he got really overwhelmed with all the fame, and then started to get addicted to drugs and do weird things. So
Jordan's got a gun. Dun, 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 dun.
So, hopefully he doesn't. But yeah, that kind of popped in my head when I thought of that. So, but yeah, they just lots of people when they get overnight fame, they can't handle it. You know.
Well, dude, who the fuck could? I mean, let's be real about that. Sam, if you, who's been doing what you've been doing for as long as you've been doing, overnight had tens of millions of people wanting to talk to you and interact with you. Like, yeah, it would be great. Obviously, it would be great at first. But you would, as a human being, feel an obligation to those people. To at least some of them, right?
Yeah.
So that inevitably would become over fucking whelming, and you would need help.
Sure.
And you would look to people that have done this sort of thing for a long time, like an agency, because you're a smart dude, and you're not going to listen to. You're going to go do your own research. You're going to talk to people, and you're going to listen to those people and trust those salesmen. And you could very well end up in a cock and ass talent agency. I mean, I'm sorry, CNA talent agency, just like Owen Benjamin.
I see what you did there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nah, I mean, that's the penultimate question. I've actually been asked this question before. Like, if I did get famous, would I be the same person as
No,
I
you
am
wouldn't.
today? And I
No,
mean,
no, you wouldn't.
yeah,
Sam, if you got an injection that made you fully non-cerebral palsy and able to walk, and fully, your body is fully functional as it should be, as the rest of you,
yes,
you would not be the same person. If you lost, in your current state, if you lost the function of one of your arms entirely,
I would not be.
You would not be the same person. You mean, fundamentally you would, but the further I mean, this is the kind of extrapolating thinking that gets me into trouble. And people are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nobody understands me. Because I'm like, well, no, if you think about it, you wouldn't be the same. Like, you might think you would be, and you might think the same, but you literally wouldn't be. You couldn't be the same person. If I lost a leg, if you lost an arm, or if you grew an arm, or if you grew 2 new fucking legs that worked, you became some kind of half paraplegic, half fucking fully functional spider human thing with fucking 4 legs, and you walked on all 4. You walked on 4 of your 6 legs, arms, legs, things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes, I actually.
Yeah, sure.
I actually do know what you're saying, and
of course you do, because I'm a poet, man.
And see, this is the other thing. You don't think people get your logic, but I mean, what does it say? I mean, like, you're saying all this stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, this dude is absolutely right. He's dropping some really profound shit. You know,
it just means you trust me, man. That's all. That's easy. That's not hard to do when you sound like this sexy motherfucker that I do. Listen to me. In a world where Apex Gamma talks like this all of the time and says the things that don't matter about anything, and I don't know any other things to say right now. Go ahead, sorry.
In a world, here I can do it too. In a world where Apex Gamma says absolutely nothing, and yet says the most profound shit you will ever hear on a podcast regarding life, one cripple will record it all for the entire internet to hear. Coming this spring, it's the Whitfield Report Saturday edition, featuring Apex Gamma and Sam Whitfield, guest starring Laundry and Titty Salad.
Oh yeah, get the bitches in here.
I don't know where that. Titty Salad did say in Discord, because I titled the stream "Will America Burn This Summer?" and she wrote "America will burn this summer from New York to Florida."
Oh, she's all for that, dude. You could write that on a bridge in fucking Delaware, and she would be there to be like, "Yep, yep." Mm-hmm. She's that hard. She's that hard on it.
Yeah.
She's out there pumping. She's out there pumping vaccines into old people. I think that's her job now.
Oh,
unsolicited.
Really?
Mm-hmm. No,
Well,
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, she can stick me anytime. So
wait. I've got a vaccine for you, Titty. Why don't you come over here and I'll stick you? That's what she should have said, Sam. Sorry, not to kill your joke.
Yeah, there you go. So she's probably lurking in chat or
bullshit. She's out there fucking pumping poison into old people. I just told you. It's her job now. I don't know. I'm just literally just kidding. I miss Titty Salad though. I love Titty Salad.
I miss Titty Salad too. I also miss Little Miss Laundry, aka What Sandwich. She's
yeah, she's a beast, but she's meek. And you know what? She and her family are in the process of opening a restaurant. So she is very busy as of late, as far as I understand. Not to like throw her under the bus. I don't think that's really throwing her under the bus, but yeah, they're opening a restaurant. So she's a big part of that. So she's got a lot of things to do.
And I wish her the best. So
as do I. If she were any closer, I'd be that framed fucking dollar bill. Dollar number one, nigga.
Yep.
From an internet faggot.
Oh gosh, can you imagine if Owen started like a restaurant? I don't know why that thought just popped into my head, but it did. And like,
well, I could imagine that. I could also imagine it shutting down in 6 months by the time all of the inspections came around, because that's usually about the time it takes for all of the. I mean, you've got initial inspections, which you can lie about. You can pay people off, and you can pay people off beyond that too.
Yeah.
What kind of restaurant do you think it would be, Sam? A goat cheese and an ass fucking men restaurant?
Yes. It would be gay crack and it would be gay cracker barrel, which I know is
cracker ass barrel.
Crack ass barrel. Oh fuck! What? Yeah, that needs to be a thing. Yeah, he would start a restaurant.
Cracker ass barrel. And it's like the logo is like a white boy leaned over a barrel with like just a whip, like in motion, whipping that fucking little meaty white boy ass. Maybe it's a black hand, just for brevity's sake, you know. not brevity. That's brevity. Shortitude.
Oh, it might be. It might be Eric Nimmer that's coming back. Who knows?
Ah, no, that would be a child's black hand. I'm talking like a grown man, like a grown black man whipping a grown white boy over a barrel, cracker ass barrel. Come get your wings, nigga. That would be that would be the commercial.
See, folks.
And the show, Sam. We have been on the air for over 2 hours.
Yep.
We got to kill it. End it. We'll do another one soon. But I can't be on the air anymore.
Yeah, no, neither.
I will do something very stupid.
Neither can I. But see, that's how we end the show. We ended the show with a couple of laughs and whatnot. So
it's a crack ass barrel, nigga. Get your ass in here and get some wings. Get you some honey cornbread, nigga. Get up in here, dog.
We'll have people making parodies of that soon. But at any rate, folks, I want to thank you all very much for tuning in to the Whitfield Report, and thank you all for the comments, and thanks to Fat Cake Boy for the super chat once again. And real quick before I go, I do want to announce that tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. Eastern, I will be on Jacob Downey's YouTube channel. He is a friend of the show. He's been in chat before, and I will be on his stream. He wants to interview me about how I started podcasting, and he also wants to interview me on my thoughts on electric cars and self-driving cars as well. So that should be interesting.
In a world where Sam goes onto a podcast and pretends he doesn't have the most advanced electric vehicle that has ever been seen on the planet of Earth, and then he pretends to not do other things. Shit. Sorry. You guys suck. I hate all of you. Don't follow me. Don't look for me. Sammy, you're great. Chat, kill yourselves in Minecraft and then kill me. But kill me first. Kill me first in Minecraft. I love you guys. Good night.
And that'll do it, folks. From all of us here at NGC Studios, have a good night. God bless. God save this great nation. God, freedom, legacy in that order. And I will see you on the next episode of the Whitfield Report, the audio
and
podcast,
kill yourselves.
Coming at you on Tuesday. Love you, chat. Don't kill yourself unless you're unless you're Owen and watching this. Then please, Owen. Kill yourself in Minecraft.
Also, if you're a pedophile, child molester, or otherwise obscene degenerate, kill yourself. Unironically. Yeah. Sorry. Hope you're off the air.
Nope. Still going. Pedos must die, folks. Good night.
Kill it at the end. Let's go.
Good night, folks. Death to all pedos. Good night.
Kill all pedos. Got his ass. Oh man, I should kill myself.